the Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The nation's leader addresses the office of the Prime Minister's press briefing. Concerns on Grand Bahama bridges as an amendment to the bill passes. And
a weather warning has been issued throughout the northern Bahamas. Details coming straight ahead.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition start now.
We indicate we want a world-class brand name to be associated with reopening.
Topping the news tonight, government is nearing a deal for the sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort after the $100 million purchase agreement with Electra America Hospitality fell through in late 2022. Cleopatra Murphy has the latest from the Prime Minister, who addressed a number of issues pertaining to Grand Bahama. She joins us live now from the Newsplex with more. Cleo.
The sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort could be on the horizon and could happen in just a matter of weeks. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis was relatively confident, confirming that officials are in intense negotiations with a potential investor.
I want to make sure that when we sell, that we want a world-class, we've indicated we want a world-class brand name to be associated with reopening. And I'm hopeful and I'm encouraged that we will have that, and within the next 2 weeks or so, we should be closing an arrangement.
The nation's leader was speaking at the OPM press briefing, where he revealed the reconstruction of the Grand Bahama International Airport is moving slower than he expected, hoping to have had shovels in the ground at this point. Still, he says plans for a new facility after the old one was decimated by Hurricane Dorian in 2019 are ongoing.
I think I'm to have a meeting now with all the stakeholders and those who have indicated that they wish to participate in that renovation. That meeting should be held either tomorrow or it can be next week, as soon as I'm back from the General Assembly. But we are moving assiduously to ensure that that is happening.
Government has entered a partnership for the finance, maintenance, and operation of a new airport, said to be a $200 million investment. Prime Minister Davis also addressed an issue currently under arbitration, noting government has had no new communication with the Grand Bahama Port Authority after government earlier this year sent a letter to the entity demanding repayment of $357 million in services rendered, services that should have been conducted by the Port Authority under the Hawksbill Creek Agreement.
All I can say is at this time is that the process for the resolving of dispute between ourselves has been engaged and is continuing.
Prime Minister Davis also briefly touched on the statement from the Port Authority that it is reviewing the GBPC rate hike request, simply stating that IRCA has given its position and he is allowing the regulator to handle the matter. Back to you, Ramiko.
Thanks, Cleo. In other news, the House of Assembly resumed on Wednesday following the summer break. Members of Parliament debating the Bridge Authority Amendment Act, a critical piece of legislation aimed at enhancing the management of the nation's bridge. Our Shalia Roll joins us live now from Casuarina Bridge on how this will impact Grand Bahama.
The House of Assembly back in session, Miko, and members of Parliament gathered in the House of Assembly yesterday to debate the Bridge Authority Amendment Act that was established in 1998. But how will this impact bridges all over the country, like the Casuarina Bridge that I'm under right now, that has been under construction for years?
The Bridge Authority will have the capacity to expand its mandate to own, manage, and operate and maintain any bridge throughout the Bahamas. Madam Speaker, with the government's approval, this responsibility can be extended to any bridge deemed essential, ensuring that we do not merely construct, but also maintain our assets with the highest standards.
So just how will this impact islands like Grand Bahama? Well, the Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama raised concerns over the state of bridges on the island, calling on the Port Authority and LUSCO to step in to make an assessment on the bridges in Grand Bahama. But if these entities fail at this task, here's what he's asking the government to do.
I would invite the government through the Ministry of Works, who has access to experts, to have that assessment done. Because again, it is in the best interest of the people who live in those areas.
Now, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Member of Parliament for Exuma and Ragged Island, the Honourable I. Chester Cooper, reiterates that all bridges throughout the country will fall under the Bridge Amendment Act.
This bill mobilizes and leverages the resources and capacity of the Bridge Authority to benefit Bahamians, not just in Nassau, Paradise Island, but all across our family islands.
Well, there you have it, Rumiko. Now, the Bridge Authority Amendment Act was passed yesterday in the House of Assembly, giving authority to the Minister of Works and the government. Coming to you live from under the Casuarina Bridge, I'm Shalia Roll. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Shalia. Well, Grand Bahamas real estate market is booming, with realtors reporting a surge in demand for both residential and commercial properties. Fueled by over $2 billion in new investments, the island is becoming a hotspot for buyers. Wavin Davis has that story.
We're very bullish on the market. We've seen an uptick in sales. All our agents are busy on every level of the market.
Grand Bahama is in the midst of a real estate renaissance, with over $2 billion in investments being funneled into the island. Realtors say the market is attracting other Bahamians and foreigners as well, many of whom are discovering untapped opportunities in the luxury market.
Vacant properties on the canal, waterfront, condos, homes. That's what's really been selling lately. So, upwards of 1 million were in the past at times stagnant, but we've seen an uptick in that for sure.
They say interest in Grand Bahama has really taken off, particularly after the pandemic, with those residing in Nassau looking at properties here, where real estate is more competitively priced.
I think people are just seeing the opportunity. If you have things in Nassau and Exuma and Eleuthera everywhere else selling for $5 million and they cost $1 million here, people want to, they're saying why? And we have all the same beaches, we have all of the beautiful canals. We just, we need a little bit more support.
Now, Sarles also urging Grand Bahamians to revamp their properties now, noting that the booming rental market offers exciting opportunities for big returns.
Yeah, I see a lot of people looking at some of these older buildings or older duplex and fourplex. Now's the time. The banks are willing to work with you if you have good jobs. Get into the rental market here. They've got to be their own entrepreneurs. We don't have to wait for it to happen. We have to make it happen.
But they insist that infrastructure improvements are crucial for long-term growth.
We're telling our clients a story. We're telling them the airport's coming. We're telling them that the hotel's going to be sold. So we really need the support of the government to make these things happen, especially that airport. That's a key. It's key.
Shaw says after some 30 years of being in the business, they've seen the highs and lows of Grand Bahama and remain optimistic about what is to come. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Just one station.
Now to a story our ZNS News team is looking into. Vessels on Grand Bahama and Abaco are seemingly becoming an easy target for thieves. In a matter of days, another vessel is reported stolen, and tonight one man is calling for boaters to be vigilant. Yolanda Thompson-Everest has this story.
Is there a rising trend in boat thefts? Just one day after we broke the story of a commercial theft in Sweetens Key, resident and businessman Cor Dormans is dismayed after discovering that his boat was stolen from his backyard.
I'm not a materialistic person, but it's besides of having the boat stolen, it's an infringe on somebody's privacy.
Dorman says on Tuesday morning his 20-foot Robolo boat docked safely in his canal was missing. Although his property has surveillance cameras, the culprit struck when the lights were off.
After checking camera footage and so on, I realized that actually it was missing from the day before. It was actually missing between Sunday night and Monday morning.
After the discovery of his stolen vessel, Dormans immediately contacted the police for further investigations.
I love Freeport and I love the Bahamas, and if there's one message that I can broadcast towards the world, is that come to Freeport because it's a safe place. It's a great place.
A resident and businessman in Freeport for years, Dormans questioned who could have committed such crime.
Well, they take a written report, and they, from their side, I hope they would do anything possible to recover the boat.
We reached out to police officials, but they were not available up until news time. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest.
ZNS Weather.
Residents can expect a wet weekend starting as early as today. In the wake of several warnings from the local Met Office, this weekend is expecting to showcase some very harsh conditions throughout the northern Bahamas. Matthew Martinborough reports.
Well, the heavy rain has already started. Throughout the next 4 days, rain totals are expected to go up, as meteorology officials say that throughout the north, the totals will continue to ramp up.
We're looking at roughly, let's say, about 2 to 4 inches. And then for the central Bahamas, you're looking at maybe 3 to 5 with maximum of 6.
Senior Met Officer Trinard Tynes says the public should brace for not just thunderstorm activity, but possibly even more.
Basically, we are forecasting that we're going to anticipate some wet activity. Also, with that, we're looking at some severe thunderstorm activity like frequent lightning strikes, funnel cloud formation, and possible hail.
Tynes also adding there is flooding concerns, especially during a full moon, due to its gravitational pull.
So that's why we was putting out for the last couple of days. We actually had minor or moderate coastal flooding for persons who live near the canals and stuff like that. You might see the tide look extremely high. That's the reason for it.
Now, despite the weather forecast dictating a harsh week up ahead, meteorologist officials say that preparation is no different than any other storm coming our way. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
And still to come.
When we come back.
Grand Bahama is on the move. Things are happening. I am proud of the achievements of this administration.
Hear how the Minister for Grand Bahama is working to transform the island into the events and entertainment hub of the Bahamas.
And still to come.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
JSC Bank, JMC TCI, and Sunset Village Fitzroy present I'm a Boatman, featuring Katie and Fred. D-Mac, Tino D, Nishi Ellis, Sweet Emily, Wilfred Sullivan, Funky D, DBS, Veronica Bishop, Papa Smurf, Gerard Taylor, Lil Joe Cartwright, Mama D, Colin McDonough, Jared Cully, and the VIP. And from Turks Island, the Provision Band, and host Super P. There'll also be performances by The Stringer and the Platinum Nights Junkanoo Group. Sunday, October 13th at Sunset Village Fitzroy, 8 Mile Road. Sponsored by the Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Tourism.
It's the Renaissance Ball 2024, hosted by the Bahamas Red Cross Society Grand Bahama Center on Saturday, October 19th, 8 p.m. in the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Formal attire is required with a donation of $175. For more details, contact 352-7163.
The Grand Bahama PLP Headquarters Benevolent Social and Outreach Committee presents Prayer Breakfast Celebration Saturday, September 21st at 8:30 a.m. at the Belinda Wilson Convention Center, BUT Hall. Guest speaker, the Honorable Reverend Ruby Ann Darling.
Hi, I'm Derek Stubbs.
And I'm Cindy Russell. ZNS 810 AM presents
Grand Bahama. Get ready for the event of the year. Experience a live recording of one of the Bahamas' leading gospel ensembles, Shep Back, on stage with some of gospel's greats, along with the Grand Bahama gospel community. Sunday, National Heroes Day weekend, October 13th, 7 p.m., Jubilee Cathedral, East Settlers Way. It's a free event. Don't miss an experience of a lifetime.
But it doesn't stop there. You can be a part of the largest music workshop and coming together of the island's best in creative arts. Register today by scanning here or get an application from your local church. The Grand Bahama Music Workshop begins Wednesday, October 9th at 7 p.m. nightly through Friday, the 11th. Sessions for choir members, singers, race teams, dancers, musicians, sound technicians, and media operators. The nightly sessions followed by a mass choir rehearsal to record special songs at Shabak's live recording.
Grand Bahama, Wednesday, September 25th. We're remembering Obey with a One Love Gospel concert featuring Bishop Denzel Rowe, The Cooling Water, Oslin Jordan, Bishop Simeon Alton,
I'm pressing on.
West End Primary, Homeless Rock Primary, Martintown Primary, and 8 Mile Rock High School. There'll also be special tribute. It's a One Love Gospel concert remembering Obey, September 25th at the 8 Mile Rock High School gym at 6:30 p.m. Be there.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
This just in, the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority has addressed the Grand Bahama Port Authority's announcement of a 45-day public consultation period for the Grand Bahama Power Company's 2025-2027 rate plan. The proposal submitted on August 1st, 2024 includes a 6.32% base rate increase across all customer classes, fuel charge reductions for 2025, and the removal of the storm recovery charge by 2026. Now, in response, ERCA reaffirmed its role as the independent regulator for public electricity suppliers, emphasizing its commitment to enforcing the Electricity Act 2024 and protecting consumers. ERCA stressed the importance of transparency in the consultation process and urged all stakeholders to engage fully. Now, the public is encouraged to review the rate plan on GBPA's website and provide feedback by November 4th, 2024. A final decision on the rate plan is expected by December 2nd, 2024. Well, the Minister for Grand Bahama is leading efforts to transform the island into the events and entertainment hub of the Bahamas. In tonight's It's Happening feature, the Minister spotlights the success of the Empower Grand Bahama program, ongoing initiatives to protect intellectual property rights and strengthen the orange economy.
I believe we've always been entertainment. You know, you've always heard of, Grandmama back in the day and all the events that were held here.
Since taking office in 2021, the Minister for Grand Bahama has been committed to making Grand Bahama the events and entertainment capital of the country.
You would have seen, I think, over the many months, the number of events that have been happening on Grand Bahama Island. I believe that we provide a great atmosphere, a great environment for events, and that's why we want to incentivize that, and that's why the Ministry for Grand Bahama supports it.
Creatives within the orange economy have greatly benefited from the government's Empower Grand Bahama program, launched by the Ministry for Grand Bahama to support small businesses. Over 500 applicants have signed up for the program, and the minister expressed satisfaction with the results.
I'm just hoping that we continue to provide the resources to my ministry that allows us to assist our creatives, assist those that are focused on businesses in the orange economy.
Now, in December, the government continued its efforts to support creatives by tabling legislation aimed at protecting intellectual property rights and removing duties on equipment for creatives.
Our artists, our musicians, filmmakers, we're big on that as well. We look at Grand Bahama Island also as being the place where films should be made in the Bahamas. And so we're going to put all of our energy into ensuring that our creative community is able to have the support that they need in order to thrive in this environment.
In our final It's Happening segment featuring the Minister of Grand Bahama, she discusses why it's time for Grand Bahamians to return home.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, give us a teaser on sports.
Last year's tip-off classic volleyball tournament was exciting, but this year, I'm telling you, some very competitive teams line up for competition.
All right, that's coming up next. But first, here's your check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
the Forever Flower Shop. Check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinary.
Hungry? Save the day with this hack. The tastiest hack is no longer a secret. Order 2 medium one-topping pizzas from Pizza Hut Freeport for only $22. Enjoy Pizza Hut while spending less all the way to the crust. Visit us at the store, carry out, or delivery. 2 medium one-topping pizzas for only $22. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport. Enjoy all the way to the crust. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RE-NU.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. First in Sports, high school sports officially starts next week with the Ivan Butler Volleyball Tip-Off Classic. One of the top teams heading into the tournament is BMES Lady Warriors. Shane Stubbs has the details.
The BMES Warriors junior and senior girls say they are ready to get back to the mountaintop of high school volleyball. As they get ready to make their final cuts, Coach Sandra Lang is confident about the upcoming season.
A lot of fundamentals. We've lost a couple of senior players, but for the most part, I think we're going to be in the money. We were the runners-up last year, and we're looking to at least to improve on that position for this year.
While the teams are still a work in progress, Kiesra Thomas and Maya Knowles believe their chemistry will take them toward a deep season run.
I think that we are going to do our best and that we're going to play with each other like how we do in practice.
We have a great team. We've been practicing and we're ready to do good and do what we could do to win the championship.
Volleyball action kicks off this Tuesday with the Ivan Butler Volleyball Classic at the St. George's Gymnasium. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Next in sports, the Falcons Boys Club is back in full swing at the Champs Community Center near Hawksbill, and it's free for boys ages 8 through 18.
We are excited when we see Saturday morning come because it gives an opportunity again to use basketball to mentor young boys. And this coming January 12, 2025, the club is going to be celebrating 28 years. So we're on our way to 28 years of mentoring boys here on the island of Freeport, Grand Bahama. And in partnership with Champs Community Center, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and hundreds of individuals and corporations who have helped us to build what you see here today, the Champs Community Center. We are grateful.
And finally in sports, the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association regular season action will continue this entire weekend at the softball park at the GB Sports Complex. And that's your Thursday check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe, the Facebook friend of the night is next. Be blessed.
Champagne and the Rhythm presents 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3, and it's a big performance with Taurus Riley live. Taurus Riley live. Oh yeah, the hitmaker, the reggae icon, Taurus Riley live.
Saturday, December 14th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime 11 p.m. For 102.7 The Rhythm. Big birthday party with Taurus Riley. Live. Get tickets online now. TheRhythm3.com. And it's a big performance. Taurus Riley. Brought to you by Jade Champagne and The Rhythm. Saturday, December 14th, 102.7 The Rhythm. Turns 3 with Taurus Riley. Live.
Hi, I'm Diana, here at Home Fabrics. We are located on Milton and Keach Street, where we have the largest selection of independence, fabric, and upholstery, indoor and outdoor, olefin, as well as party items. As we come into the new season now for Mother's Day, we have a large selection of Mother's Day items, teachers' appreciation, as well as graduation. We have canvases and art supplies, and the biggest selection of balloons that you will find. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are eager, willing, and ready to serve you. Our store hours are 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday through Saturday. We're closed on holidays and Sundays. Come and visit us here at Home Fabrics. It's Home Fabrics or nothing.
Hey there, welcome back to Health Bites. Ladies, if you suffer from PCOS, imbalanced hormones, bad periods, or fertility issues, today we're going to be talking about some supplements that can help you with that and more. One of the most popular supplements right now for PCOS is inositol. Inositol helps balance your hormones, helps to regulate menstrual cycles and ovulation, improves fertility, and it can even help with weight loss by helping your body better digest carbs. NAC is another great supplement to help with PCOS. And acetylcysteine helps improve ovarian health, improves ovulation, helps to reduce testosterone, and it also helps to boost your immune system. Another popular supplement right now is berberine. Berberine also helps to balance your body's hormones. It also helps with weight loss by improving the way your body digests carbs. Berberine is also good for helping keeping your blood sugar range in healthy levels, and it also helps with cholesterol and heart health. If you need relief from PCOS or any other signs of hormone imbalance, stop by your nearest Fitness Connection location or shop online at shopfitnessconnection.com.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
That's a look at stories making news here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for watching. A live look at the bottom of your screen shows the Bahamas tonight, and it's coming your way next.
We're just gonna add some spinach in there, gonna bring out all that flavor.
From quick and easy meals on the go to savory and delicious down-home delights, dishing it up is what we do.
I'm Chef Manny. I'll be the new host of Dishing It Up Season 2, and I'm inviting you to my kitchen here at Manuelo's.
And together, we're cooking up a new season of delicious Bahamian dishes. Welcome back to Dishing It Up.
If you're looking for a show that inspires, encourages, and lifts up the soul, then Rhythm of Faith is the show for you. Artist of the Week showcase, persons that gives you the story behind the song. Catch Rhythm of Faith, Sundays, 6 p.m., ZNS Television Network.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marcellus Hall and LaDon Davis. Live, starting September 16th.
At Centerville, I'm LaDon Davis. This is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, years on the run and for an accused murderer captured in the United States. Find out what the police disclosed about his return here to the capital. Also, from Bahamas Power and Light to crime, campaign finance reform to Junkanoo to the Grand Lucayan Resort. The Prime Minister today pressed on a number of issues. We have the details of what he disclosed to the media. And gloves off, a former cabinet minister locks horns with gas retailers over a pending increase at the pumps. Stay tuned for how the tit-for-tat ended. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. 7 years on the run, a fugitive captured and flown back here to the Bahamas after fleeing the country to evade 2 murder charges. Danielle Dean has the story.
Perry Pickering, tracked down and caught in Miami, Florida, was charged with a double homicide in September of 2017 that claimed the lives of an 8-year-old boy said to be completing homework at the time and an adult male in the greater Chippenham area.
Young child whose life had only just begun, wasn't able to live his full life.
The 2 male victims caught a stray bullet after Pickering opened fire on another suspect he was pursuing at the time. Chief Superintendent of Police, Chrislyn Skippings, recalls Pickering's escape shortly after being released on bail following a court appearance.
He would have left New Providence. I think he ended up in Bimini before making himself to the United States. You can run, but you can't hide. And I think our parents used to always use a little cliche that says every rope has an end. His rope has an end, and he must face the consequences for the actions that he took.
Skippings credits the U.S. Embassy and Homeland Security for their role in the capture. She says the reach of the Royal Bahamas Police Force extends far beyond the Bahamas.
But I want to say to those persons who commit offenses and who seek to abscond that our reach as an organization extends far beyond the Bahamas, far beyond the Caribbean, internationally. And so if you feel that you're going to not answer to the charges for the crime that you've committed, I want you to know that we will get you. It may take a while, but we will get you.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Meantime, Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez will be the guest on tonight's show, The Rundown with Clint Watson. Be sure to tune in. Well, a Bahamian team is viewing foreign prison structures as the current correctional facility does not meet the required standard. The new prison planned is expected to cost between $40 to $60 million, as we hear in this report from our Carla Palmer.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, telling ZNS News exclusively that a new prison is needed urgently, not only because it doesn't meet international standards, but because it mitigates against rehabilitation efforts.
We've passed an anti-gang legislation, yet if you go to the prison and you force 4 to 6 men to occupy a small space together without indoor plumbing and a bucket, you're almost forcing them into a relationship with each other. And so the purpose of the anti-gang legislation is to dismantle these linkages in crime.
Government and prison officials have been in the process for months, visiting various factories throughout the United States in search of the right materials for construction. Now, a Bahamian contingent is traveling again this week, looking to do the same.
What works in the U.S. and Europe doesn't always work in the Caribbean. So having seen the facility function in Georgia, we now are wanting to see how it functions in British Guyana.
The new prison design will address overcrowding and ensure chapels remain.
We've had a number of incidents with mentally challenged residents. So there is going to be also a mental health unit. Also added was a facility for there to be medical interventions. When an inmate needs to be taken to the hospital, depending on the status of the inmate. Sometimes whole wings of the prison have to be shut down. Provision was made for a clinic to deal with everything other than the most serious cases.
For a new prison reportedly long overdue, authorities are hoping to bring a speedy resolution to. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer. We turn our attention now to news from the top industry. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis today reiterating the government's push to sell the beleaguered Grand Lucayan Hotel, and so much so that the country, he says, should expect an announcement in this regard within the next 2 weeks. The Grand Lucayan has long been making headlines, particularly following the government's decision to cancel a deal the Minnis administration negotiated with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines and the ITM Group. Subsequently, there was the Davis administration failed sale to Electra America Hospitality Group.
We had intense discussions with an intended buyer. The issue for us, of course, is to ensure that we just don't sell for selling's sake or to tick a box. We want to make sure that when we sell, that we want a world-class, we've indicated we want a world-class brand name to be associated with the reopening, and I'm hopeful and I'm encouraged that we will have that, and within the next 2 weeks or so, we should be closing an arrangement in that. Until then, just stay tuned, and we will let you know.
In related news tonight, while one leading hotelier is casting doubt about visitor arrivals remaining strong for the remainder of the year into 2025, the country's tourism minister, though, remains resolute in his view that the Bahamas tourist arrivals will continue to shatter records. Here's Corval Pyfrom tonight with the tourism minister's latest forecast.
The tourism minister almost hardened in his stance that there is no softening happening with the visitor arrivals. Bahamas President Graham Davis seemed to douse water on the administration's long-standing rosy picture that tourist numbers were on tap to exceed last year's figures, when the hotelier said yesterday that bookings were down for next year and that this trend was happening across the region. Chester Cooper today said we could see a slowdown due to the upcoming U.S. elections, but quickly brushed off concerns that overall business was on the decline.
Compared to last year, the numbers are still tracking 15% ahead of last year. Last year was a 33% increase over pre-pandemic. So the numbers are already very, very strong. And if you think about last year being a record year and this year already being 15% over last year, notwithstanding the slowing we see as a result of the U.S. elections, etc., the numbers are still going to end the year extremely strong based on the forecast that we have. 2025
numbers seem to have the tourism minister excited as well. He seems to see more records ahead.
I expect that it's going to be a minimum of 10 million. But, you know, I expect it's going to be a lot more than that. We forecasted early in the year 12 million. I don't think that's an unreasonable number.
On the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Coming up, a reassurance to BPL employees. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
KFC is
giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meals with large sides. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers in peace. KFC knows value, and it's finger licking good.
Get ready to learn all about digital payments and embrace the future of finance. Ditch the old and say hello to new, faster, and safer ways to pay. Join us next week. Check in with your personal bank, credit union, or digital wallet provider to learn everything you need to know about going digital. To learn more, visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media. The future of pay is digital. See you next week.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Welcome back. The push to modernize the country's power infrastructure is not without some degree of concern. But the Prime Minister today sought to reassure Bahamas Power and Light workers that their jobs will be secured as it partners with U.S.-based Pike Corporation. Devontae Hanna is on the story.
Minister the Honorable Philip Davis assuring Bahamas Power and Light workers and the Bahamas Electrical Utilities Managerial Union on Thursday that their jobs will be protected amid a major upgrade to the utility company.
They need not be concerned about their workers, as we intend to ensure that we live up to our industrial agreement, that workers are, their job is secure, and there'll be no change in the arrangements.
This reassurance comes as the Prime Minister revealed they are ending the final stages of negotiation for its 25-year contract with Pike Corporation through its Bahamian management company, Island Grid Solution. The Prime Minister says the government opted not to take a management contract to spare the cost that could be passed on to the Bahamian taxpayer.
The fundamental structures have been agreed upon, and it's just the operational details that are now being worked on. So we're making sure that whatever we do, at the end of the day, it is the Bahamian people and the consumers that are benefiting.
Mr. Davis says those details will be finalized within a week while defending that contract.
If the government decided to go that route, we may have to look at how we increase taxes for the Bahamian people to pay for what we have to do. We met BPL with a $500 million legacy debt. To transform the T&D and the other savings that is required, we need probably another $400 million.
As relates to the country moving to 30% renewable energy, as expressed in the Blueprint for Change, Prime Minister Davis says updates to BPL's grid through Pike Corporation is the first step. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
While elated, appreciative, he did the right thing. The Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association with only glowing commendation for the Prime Minister, who's agreed to an increase in gas margins after years of stenching. That increase, 25 cents on every gallon of gas. Vice President of the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association, Vasco Bastian, sees it as a win-win for everyone. But former Trade and Energy Minister Leslie Miller, who appeared as a guest on the ZNS show The Rundown with Clint Watson, champions the view that it's more a matter of greed than need. And as it stands, he's disturbed by what's to come. Crunching numbers, Miller cited that last year, the margin for gas retailers stood at over $36 million, more than $22 million, a total of nearly $60 million.
The problem is really not with the consumers in this country. The problem is between the retailers and their owners, who are the major distributors, Esso, Shell, and Texaco, or Rubis. They're the ones who control their destiny. Now, with this increase that they're going to get on the 1st of October, that's fine. The Prime Minister made that decision, the Cabinet did. We got to live with that. But when those new margins go into effect on the 1st, the next fiscal year, their profit, their new margin is going to increase to $86,297,032. Now, who gets most of that money?
Firing back, Bastian stressed that the average gas retailer won't see the majority of that money.
When you come dispute this number, I'm very, very concerned.
Facts.
We have struggled in this industry for the last 15 to 20 years. The last time we got a margin increase was 13 years ago. Yes. The operating costs in the last 13 years has gone up 3 times. And if Mr. Miller's going to be truthful, and from all due respect,
you
Mr. Miller,
no. The figures are lying?
One second.
No, you said
if Mr. Miller's going to be honest, we don't want Mr. Miller coming and condemning retailers. He should be on our side, trying to get us increased, trying to help us out.
Well, after half a century as a member, the Bahamas is pushing to move up in the United Nations. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, sharing in the House of Assembly Wednesday that the Bahamas is seeking membership on the UN's Security Council, the body with primary responsibility for maintaining international peace and security.
Today, I also have the honor of formally announcing the Bahamas begins its campaign to serve on the UN's preeminent council, the Security Council, for the term 2032 and 2033. The election takes place in 2031. We have the support of all other CARICOM countries, and I hope that we can all join in this national commitment.
We'll talk about a tight fit. A car on the porch of the blood bank on First Terrace, Centerville. The unfortunate incident unfolding early today during an employee's attempt to park her silver Toyota Jeep in the blood bank's parking lot at the rear of the building. Now, fortunately, the driver wasn't hurt. Meantime, a tow truck arrived on the scene to remove the vehicle perched atop a boulder. Well, stay with us on The Beat. It's after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Marco's, the pizza that's perfect for every party, every moment, and every occasion.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack locations. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Sky Ponds also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
May I? A student of the Aaron H. Gilmore School for the Blind, LeBron Minnis, has his principal, his teachers, family and friends bursting with pride, and for a very good reason. Matea Cunningham fills us in.
The Aaron H. Gilmore School for the Blind and Visually Impaired caters to primary and secondary school students. Using state-of-the-art equipment, this educational facility is on the cusp of assistant technology. We spoke to 18-year-old student LeBron Minnis, who earned A's and B's in 4 BJC examinations.
First of all, I had a lot of help in preparation for it. After I took grade 6 GLAT, I had to seek help from, I seeked help from all the teachers here, and including Mr. Cartwright. And also I got help from my parents. I can't leave them out. But unfortunately, midway during studying my BJCs, I lost one of them, that one being my father.
LeBron, in the 11th grade, offered advice and affirmation to other disabled people preparing for national examinations.
Any situation you find yourself in, and even right now, if you're preparing to take BJCs, devote every time you possibly could to them and treat them like they're your own plants, you know? You water each one, and if you don't take care of them, nothing would come of it. You only get you only get out what you put in.
Acting principal of the Aaron H. Gilmore School for the Blind, Kevin Cartwright, himself blind, shared his joy that his students' hard work paid off.
His love for learning is infectious. And, we don't find that often with, students out there. LeBron is one who's always in a book, wanting to find out new things.
Students at the Aaron H. Gilmore School for the Blind are not only breaking disability barriers, but educational ones too. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Matea Cunningham.
Well, thanks, Matea. Now we've reached that point in our newscast when LaDawn and Marcellus join us live to give us a sneak peek of our new show, Access Now. Guys?
Because as the saying goes, tourism is everybody's business. Marcellus and I are going to tease you just a little bit because we have a straw vendor in the house who will be sure to walk away with some goodies. I know you like to travel.
I like goodies. All right. Sounds good to me. Anytime I can get something free. Free 99, my favorite.
Well, stay with us. There's more news after the break.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right. Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
11 nominees chosen from 600 workers, but just one winner. And the person chosen as 2024's Employee of the Year at the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs this week was Theodore Durham of Eleuthera.
Thank you to the committee. Thank you, Mr. Sawyer, for nominating me. Thanks to Mr. Delancey for assisting with certain things over the years. Thanks to all the nominees. Ms. Lown, and last but not least, I'd like to thank God.
Well, we certainly congratulate Mr. Durham on his win. And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.